going on, guys? My name is Zora, and welcome back to Panzer Hearts. It's been a minute. In the last episode, we got injured on the battlefield, and now we're working here. I don't remember what here is called, a factory of some sorts, but anyway, let's jump into it. The next morning, I go to the office complex. I feel a bit out of place as I had a terrible nightmare. I've had those ever since I came from the front. The dream is always the same. I'm on the battle fields, and soldiers around me are dying. I'm unable to move and help them. All I can do is watch them die. It's horrible. I need to shake this off. Shake it off. Shake it. And concentrate. I'm sure it will get better over time. Frau Baller, Kontar's secretary. The pronunciations of that I cannot do. Taps away at her typewriter. The rhythmic clacking soothes me. Ma'am, General Laborer Bastion reporting to Colonel Ackerman. Yes, the Colonel is ready to see you. Bastion, come in. Kontar paces relentlessly around the room, or restlessly. When I greet him with the customary bow, he stops and smiles at me. At ease, Bastion. I was informed you made your first assembly work with the polystyrene pieces yesterday. Polystyrol. Polystyrene? I don't know. I heard you did a fine job. I'm dying. I heard you did a fine job. Yes, sir. Don't be so formal, Bastion. Ease up. Today you will have a new task. You are to report to the same assembly hall as yesterday. You will be shown how the real equipment is assembled. I am happy to hear that, sir. Kontar points at the painting of the Emperor on the wall. The art in this game. I'm not gonna say a damn word. Bastion. It looks like someone photoshopped his head on. Never mind. Bastion, what do you think of our leader, the Emperor? Our leader is heir of the bloodline of the great Irie Whore. The first emperor raised from the dead by Anubis. Yes, I'm aware of what the hieroglyphics teach about the birth of the empire, but I asked about the emperor. How do you feel about him? Colonel, I don't understand the question. Of course I love him. Bastion, I already told you not to be so formal. I want to hear real answers from you. Kontar turns from me, shaking his head. I will send it for you later. Dismissed. Yes, sir. As I leave Kontar's office, I feel deeply uneasy. I hope you can romance the secretary in this game. If not, I'm disappointed. Why did he ask me something like that? I've never been so directly questioned about my loyalty. Is he doubting me? Have I done something to upset him? I only started here yesterday. Maybe that's it. I'm new and he wants to see if I'm up to the task. That makes sense, as the mission here is extremely important. But I still don't understand why he came to the hospital and chose me. Well, I do have the best references. I was in the youth program. I got the best grades. I volunteered for battle. I've done everything right. Not to mention my father is the hero of the Grand War. A martyr for the Empire. That could well explain it. I better just focus on the work. I will prove to Kontar I am worthy of his trust. Hans is waiting for me at the assembly hall. What took you so long? I've been here since Colonel Ackerman called me. Oops. Wrong person. I've been here ever since Colonel Ackerman called me. Slow on your feet, are you? I had to go to the bathroom on the way here, but I'm ready to serve now. Haha, relax, I'm just teasing. Follow me. I follow Hans through the assembly hall, passing all kinds of factory machinery. As you can see, we've progressed quite a lot since yesterday. That's because the factory runs around the clock with multiple shifts. Now that's efficiency fit for the Empire. Even though we have to maintain the machinery, it doesn't stop other parts of the complex from functioning. We about to have to build something again? Eventually, we arrive in a massive, much more extensive assembly hall. I feel like Now, don't take this the wrong way. I feel like a bit more effort could have been put into the backgrounds. Like, it's not that they seem bad or lazy. It just seems like a bit more effort could have been put into them. So, that's just what... In the center stands a red wooden house. We stop in front of it. It's a barn! This is the operation center of the facility. Let me show you. Hans leads me into the building. It's one small room, and instead of the paintings that seem to be facility style, the walls are covered with maps. And the really funny, he looks like a potato. And there's of course a frame from the Empire's photo. A dozen or so typewriters lay on the table, with one in particular set apart from the rest. Hans looks at a huge map covering almost the whole wall. It shows our empire surrounded by other countries. The huge country to the east is Haldenov. The country in the west is France. France? Is that supposed to be a really... And the island separated from the mainland is Bastion. In between the empire and Haldenov, there is Pestila, a country mauled for centuries by its larger neighbors. Now, am I like uneducated for not being able to pronounce these words? I feel like I'm dumb. I've never seen these words before, but I feel really dumb. Whenever there's a conflict, it seems Pestilia gets beaten up by everyone. After the Grand War, Pestilia was independent for a short time. After our successful invasion of the beginning of in the beginning of this summer, it now wholly belongs to the Empire. You see, our great empire is surrounded by its enemies, Haldenov, France, and Brestia. Yes, I've seen maps before. No need to be a smartass. You haven't seen this map before. This lists all facilities like ours throughout the Empire. Together, our facilities make up the Circuit of Victory. I'm an engineer, so I love that name. It's vital this circuit keeps going even if a component malfunctions. So what kind of circuit would you say this is? Parallel? Parallel, I agree. The current will keep flowing even if one component goes offline. So parallel it is. What fascinates me is that the analogy goes deeper. In a series connection, all components have the same current. This would mean in our analogy that all the facilities would need to operate at the same level of energy consumption. This would make no sense as the facilities have different purposes. In a parallel circuit, the voltage for all components is the same, but the current for each of them can differ. Isn't that amazing? Sure. You're saying that if one of the factories was bombed, the other factories could keep running. Han's face goes cold before I even finish my sentence. I've said something wrong. What are you talking about? Our factories are not going to get bombed. We have the best air force in the world, and the commander-in-chief has personally promised to keep our skies clear. I was just speaking hypothetically. I didn't mean that it's going to happen. Okay, it's fine. You're young and young people are foolish. In principle, I think you got the idea. Hans points at one of the dots on the map. Face firm. This is our factory. As you can see, there's a heavy concentration of factories and other production facilities in this area. We are the heart of the Empire, Bastion. We have a great duty to fulfill. Yes, and we'll do it with great enthusiasm. That's more like it. Now let's get to work. We leave the operation center and head back to the main area, the place we were the day before. However, it's changed. Equipment to move the assembly pieces lines the area. Pieces of machinery lay across the ground. What seems to be a piece of clothing is peeking out from among the pieces. Hans kicks it to the corner. It seems the night shift has done an awful job yet again. The pieces are all over the place. No wonder they're much lower class citizens than we are. We'll have to clean up after their mess. Don't worry, I'll take care of it in no time. I run to one of the pieces and take hold of it. I try to lift it but quickly realize I can't, it's way too heavy. You crack me up. Those aren't the polystyrol pieces from yesterday, they're the real deal. Not even Hanasubis 1000 can move these pieces now. You'll have to use the crane. You know how to use one, don't you? Okay, I'll show you. We climb to the crane's operator's cabin and Han shows me the different levels of the machine. All the movements of the same crane are controlled with 4 levers. The first moves the crane left and right. The second moves the boom up and down. The third lever extends the boom. And the fourth controls the hoist. Hoist. In just a couple of minutes, I get a hold of how to operate the huge machine. It seems you got the knack of it. I will let you move the pieces now. Yes, sir. I try to act cool, but I feel super nervous. I don't expect to get real action this quickly. But here goes. Alright, so. Oh, oops. Okay, so. There we go. That goes there. Put that in. Put that on. Paint it. And ready. Well done, Bastion. Get down from there and come marvel at your achievement. A small tank stands in front of us. It's not particularly impressive. The design is so light, it's probably only used as infantry support or reconnaissance. A picture of a fierce Anubis is painted on the side armor to protect the crew. We call her the Spitz. You fools forgot to tighten the caterpillar tracks this time. I'm changed. I don't remember what my voices were for everyone, but I'm imagining her now with a country accent. How do you plan to drive that thing out of here? The fool here is you. Shouldn't you be actually doing something instead of barging in here all the time? Whatever, I knew talking with you would provide no real intelligence. Anyway, congrats on the assembly, Bastion. At least someone here knows what he's doing. Oh, thank you, but I have to say Hans really showed me how to do it. We don't have time for this nonsense. Astrid, get to work. Bastion, report to Colonel Ackerman. I enter Kontar's office, excited to hear what he has to say. General Laborer Bastion reporting, Colonel Ackerman. At ease, Bastion. I heard you assembled your first tank today. That's quite impressive. None of our general laborers have assembled a tank before. You see, this was actually a test. I wanted to see how well you performed with a limited amount of information. Thank you, Colonel. You are welcome. You are now promoted to assembler. Congratulations, son. Dismissed. Thank you, sir. And who might this lovely, fine thing be? Let me just fix my hair. Okay. As I leave Contrar's office, I spot a young woman sitting in the receptionist's chair. She's looking at her nails intently. Her voluminous hair flows down her shoulders, and she is boasting a luscious outfit. Okay. She could have walked right off a youth magazine cover. She stands and walks toward me. Upon her passing me, we lock gazes. It's nothing but a short glance, but it betrays her eyes that are like cats, mischievous. A delicious, sultry perfume stings me like a royal cobra, penetrating my skin with ease. I stand dumbfounded for a few seconds, as if I had just been shot again. I try to resist, but eventually I stop and glance back at her. Daddy! Daddy, why do you keep me waiting? You know I don't like waiting. But she brushes right past me and into Kontar's office. I can't believe Kontar has a daughter like her. And that perfume. The ringing of the factory bell signals that work for my shift is done for today. I join the flood of other workers heading out of the factory. As I get to the gate to fetch my bike, Astrid suddenly appears next to me. Bastion, wait. Let's go swimming now. I would be stupid not to go with her. She annoys me so much. I just want to go home quickly. You annoying little bit. Yes, let's go. You don't have to go see your mom? Well, to be honest, I felt really stupid for not going yesterday. You said you know an amazing place. I do. I'm ready if you are. Let's do it then. Astrid jumps on her bike and speeds out of the factory premises. I grab my bike and follow her. I have trouble keeping up with her as she speeds towards the river. Astrid weaves through the traffic faster than the cars do. Ow, my ears! Is this the sound of a bike, or is this the sound of a bunch of... Whatever. She turns the corner ahead of me. By the time I turn in, I've lost her. Instead, there's the glimmer of the river. I bike toward it and stop at the riverfront. The river is surrounded by a large mound-like structure, made of rock, possibly meant to stop children from falling into it. The water shimmers from the warm rays of summer sun. I look around, but can't see where it would be possible to swim. Astrid is nowhere to be found. I hear a whistle to my right. Astrid has climbed onto a strip of rocks beside the river. Bastion, come here. Use the rocks as footholds. Okay, can you see that little ledge down there? A small pier-like foundation sits, barely even visible, down where the structure meets the river. A large tree growing through the rocks completely hides it. I can see it. Seems pretty difficult to get down there, though. Don't worry, just follow me. We climb down to the side of the river, using rocks as footholds. It's amazing how fast Astrid can move. I have to take time to place my feet in stable positions, but Astrid moves very naturally. She must have made this climb countless times. After an exhausting few minutes, we finally arrive at the ledge. Last one in the water is a rotten egg. As soon as we reach the ledge, Astrid rips off her clothes. I turn away, red-faced. I've never seen a girl naked, at least not after I became a man. Astrid doesn't seem to be bothered at all. Then there's a splash. I take off my shirt and pants. With only my underwear, I jump into the water and swim after Astrid. When I reach Astrid, I splash a wave of water her way. She grins devilishly, then slaps water straight in my face. Oh my god. There's the thumbnail! Boom. For a brief second, the sunlight and water distort my vision, and I squint at her. Her face is scrunched up, trying not to laugh at me, but her face is so weird I start laughing at her, and then she bursts into a fit of giggles. Her laugh is nice, fearless, and genuine, but at the same time, it's an opening. I splash her again, catching her unawareness. Judging from the look on her face, the battle's far from over. I wake up in my bed. Episodes from yesterday flashed through my consciousness, assembling the tank with Hans, Contour giving me a promotion, then the swimming trip with Astrid. You know what? I think this is a good stopping point. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Panzer Hearts. If you'd like to see more, make sure to hit the like button, comment down below, and I'll see you guys later. Take care. My intro was all kinds of fucked up there, wasn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can check out my previous video here, or even a playlist related to this video here. There is also a video that was picked out by YouTube just for you, and last but not least, you can click here to subscribe. Anyway, guys, my name is Aura, and I'll see you later. Take care.